Have you ever felt lonely? Don't use dating sites though. If you're a normal person and you've never used a dating site, congrats, you've saved some brain cells. If you're like me and has attempted to use them, you probably have had these experiences. So, I'm here to discuss what I've been through. Jeez, with that sentence, it made it seem like I just saw people get shot in front of me. Oh my god, what I've been through. I've only been on the worst dates ever, but hey, let's talk about them, right? But first, let's just talk about the platforms themselves, right? Tinder and Bumble. Tinder might be the worst place ever. It is like the equivalent of Ghost Town and just like Black Mirror. It is the worst subscription services ever. Like, remember that $500 Tinder subscription that you can get? Like, it's for the most lonely and desperate people on planet Earth that you maybe get a chance to have someone fuck you. It's so bad. But hey, that's the platform that it is. There's so many bots in there, and most of the time you will probably have a bot in your matches. But that's just Tinder. It sucks. Now, on the other hand, with Bumble, there is a problem where if you swipe left on someone, they appear in your likes feed. Now, if you have Tinder Gold or Bumble Premium, you will be able to see the likes, but even if you fucking swipe left on these motherfuckers, they just appear in your likes for some fuck all reason. Even though you don't want them and you want them to fuck off, they still appear. I don't know why, but it happens. But they both have one concurring problem though. Now you have people who are actually decent on there, which is like 1%. 2, people who swipe on you and don't answer, which is about 49%. And the other 50 are just horny people who are very blunt about what they want. And there's no in between. Or there's bots. But they don't count because by the time you click on their profile, they just disappear because the account's gone. So that's great. So with the horny people, I've never had to deal with such blunt people before. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, your profile looks cool, and then you just get the next message going like, I just want to wrap your hair on my dick and just fuck it. I'm just like, okay, calm down. Just like, fucking take it easy, Ted Bundy. I get it. Like, you're horny. Don't skin me. At least kiss me if you're gonna fuck me. Now, the other people who match with me and don't answer to any of the messages I send, like, hey, I like your outfit. Where'd you get it from? Or this place looks cool. I've never been there. Where'd you go? They're like fucking Casper. They just don't answer or just not there. They're like people at a house party who just expect you to go up to them and then they just don't say anything and just or say 2 words like, oh, thank you. Oh, this is cool. Not much. Just it's some of the most dry conversations. It's like being in the Sahara Desert looking for fucking water. I'm thirsty over here. I'm carrying this fucking conversation, dude. Just give me something. And look, if the conversation wasn't interesting and I was giving dry replies, sure, whatever, right? I guess you can make an exception for that, but at least I'm trying. But I just thought of this. The people who have like hostage negotiation terms in their fucking bio, right? And they read like serial killer demands like, you need to make 6 figures, you can't be black or Hispanic, you can't smoke weed, you can't drink, you can't go out at this time. And I'm just like, I get if you're high maintenance and you've been crash and burn before, that's fine, but at the end of the day, that's not their responsibility to change who they are for you. That's something that needs to be done internally. But it's also the opposite too, where if they're high maintenance and they're making all these figures and they have all this luxury, why are they gonna go after someone who's low maintenance? Because a lot of the people who are asking for these demands are pretty low maintenance people who have some of the worst rooms I've ever seen in their pictures. I'm just pointing that out there. It's very convenient how that is. That's always the case. Now, but Captain, have you actually met people on Tinder? I actually have. There were a lot of people who I thought were really cool. We actually clicked for a little bit, but eventually you realize it's just not there, But the people I've been with have been incredibly respectful, and they've seemed like, it didn't work out. And then that was it. We kind of went our separate ways. But trust me, there are the bad ones. For example, there was one where I remember going on a date. We had dinner. It was a pretty decent place. It was like a nice bar dinner place where you sat down and they gave you some really good food. And we kind of just discussed what we were interested in, basically just, getting to know each other date. And even after that, we went on a walk in the park. There was a nice like lakeside with the like sand, and we kind of sat down and just talked all day. And it seemed like we got along really well at that point. And then we hugged and then we went away. The next day comes, I'm playing Cookie Run on my phone, and then I get a message. And it was a fucking essay. And it was just like, hey, I think we're moving too fast. I'm like, what? Dinner's too fast? Like, isn't that what people do? I didn't know, like, going to dinner and going on a walk was moving too fast. You'd think we'd had sex or something like that in the parking lot, but that's not what happened at all. It was dinner, walk, and talk, and that was the date. I don't know if that's moving too fast, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm just sitting there confused, like, what? Okay. The message also confused me because she said, dinner felt like an anniversary. Uh-huh. Right. Let me know if dinner is only exclusive to dates, like anniversaries. Now, let me tell you about this other person. We talked pretty frequently on Bumble. We clicked pretty easily. Then we exchanged numbers, and we talked in messages, we sent pictures to each other about what we were doing and what we liked, what food we were cooking, just the fun stuff. And then I asked, hey, let's go out. Like, I think we're cool enough to get to that point, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, yes, this is cool. When we got together in person, I've never felt such a 180 in my whole life because this person just didn't even want to acknowledge my existence. It was like I was a ghost spectating their whole like event at the arcade. It sucked because you're leading me on like, hey, this is cool, you're awesome, like I think we're gonna be really cool together, and then when we're together, you just don't want to acknowledge my existence. I think that's pretty slimy, and it doesn't set yourself looking too great because I think about that and I'm just like, how many other people have you done this to? The other thing I wanted to acknowledge was the fact that when after the date, they're like, yeah, it went well. I'm like, what do you mean it went well? You didn't even do anything. We didn't even say anything to me because you felt weird around me. And they're like, yeah, we can hang out together in your town or whatever. I think this was really cool. And of course, I got blocked. So, okay, it was great to the point where you blocked me, but hey, you do you, boo-boo. Yeah, it definitely took the wind out of my sails in ever using a dating app. Like, that probably was the worst date I've ever gone on. Not only was I blocked, but I also was deceived. I was deceived like fucking Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat, okay? It was bad. This was one of the worst things I've ever gone on, and it destroyed my confidence for a while. I was with my friend, I was like, I got fucking blocked, I got ghosted, like, what did I do wrong? Like, I didn't know because I would never know. But hey, it happened, life goes on, right? You move on and you kind of just like realize some people are just scummy, but it is just, you always think about that stuff and you get defensive if someone actually approaches you because you always think about like, what's really going on, huh? Like, why are you interested in me? But hey, you know, some people actually are benevolent and they actually want to be cool with you. Others not so much. It is what it is. But again, those are just my experiences with dating. I wanted to talk about it. I thought it'd be kind of cool, but these stories weren't cool. They were fucking horrible. But there may be more stories like this in the future. I just wanted to talk about it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It's nothing special. It's just Fortnite. But again, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.